Hear ye, hear ye. It's week number 14 of our best ball series here on the Swolecast. And listen, we've got a lot of news happening. People are not making the team. We got injuries, we got sprained ankles, we got doctors on X. Just lots of stuff to digest. And honestly, we need to digest this in a way that takes the news and mixes it with the fantasy football implications. No one's doing that. We're going to do it on today's show. It's the Swolecast on RotoGrinders.com.
Are you David Maddox from the Swolecast? I was like, yep, that's me.
I just want you guys to know I'm total dust. I'm the problem.
Hear ye, hear ye.
Leave it to the guy with the crypto dunes, Abby, to not understand context.
I should have known you getting 30 likes was directly written by someone else.
You know me, I don't do a ton of research before the show.
I've put no research into this. Don't know if it's true at all.
You're on the right show.
Say,
To it, bro. Live a little.
Live a little.
Just live a little, guys. Can we pull up Fiddler's comment? Can we pull up Fiddler's comment?
Last week I drove next to Kitchens and I was next to him and the Trump Twitter space on Sunday night, feeling super lucky.
What is that? Tell me that's true, Kitchen.
Oh no. I actually I did not try to enter the Trump Twitter space. I heard that it was a mess though. Like they hacked, I don't know.
Oh.
Also, I want to say something, a little PSA. Last week, I mentioned a traffic lineup. What is a traffic lineup? It's when you draft in traffic. And I'm not alone. I'm not alone out there because a lot of comments came in about people drafting their teams also while commuting. And I just
Bullock says he's watching the Swolecast while driving.
Right. I want to say, I have not drafted a team in the car since then, since the Swolecast. And I'm imploring you, don't draft and drive. So not worth it. Not worth it at all. And honestly, I don't need your accident or your untimely death on my hands. So don't draft and drive. That being said, let's get on to today's Swolecast. David Smatic, Peter Overzet. Tuttle is grinding college football news and asking who on the Houston team needs to be bumped or not bumped. Saw that in the projections chat. So shout out to Tuttle. He'll be with us during NFL season. Pete, how are you doing today?
Doing good, Dave. I like how the show has had like 4 different openings so far, and we still got a couple more openings to go. Yeah. So let's just get to it.
Yeah,
mostly an opening show.
Davis, you doing good?
Doing great, man. I'm doing
I'm
locked in.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. There is a curse out there, and I'm just gonna say it. It's the Soccer Dave exposure curse. I've told you guys my 2 highest owned players right now. Do you know who they are?
Literally the reverse of my offseason. Like every guy that you draft gets hurt or sucks, and then every guy that I draft eventually ADP meets my ranking.
Number 1, DeAndre Hopkins. Number 2, Hollywood Brown. If you have drafted Cooper Kupp, just beware. Because he might
specifically if you drafted him at the 1-2 turn with Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors too. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's been so much news. The good news is that if you saw yesterday, we have the Will Levis number 8 cologne. And if you saw what happened, 11 more to start. Are you in, Davis?
I have to do 2.
Ah!
That's fine.
If you saw the Will Levis number 8 commercial cologne, it's genius. And yes, I did order some. all in on the Levis hype train and going to be smiling like Will Levis every single Wednesday here, or not Wednesday,
Tuesday.
every single Tuesday here on the Swolecast. We got a lot to do, but we got a draft as well. So before we get into that, let's get into Mr. Overzet's overview.
Got that dog in her butt. Got that dog in her butt. Overzet overview. Come on.
All right.
The freaking 12 spot again. I got the 12 spot.
The 12. Wah. I'm going to have to draft Neighbors and Cooper Kupp again. Wah. All right. We've had a bunch of injury scares lately, which means all the bros with dog avies on X are wearing out their exposure screenshot button. Shout out to Soccer Dave, though, for hand typing out his Detroit backfield exposures instead of screenshotting and having to blur out that it was across only $50 in entry fees.
Stop.
Yeah, we love seeing your Gibbs Montgomery exposure, Kitchen. Fantasy football is fully back when people are holding candle vigils for Tyrone Tracy 1 minute and then less than an hour later drafting him in the mini Schnauzer 6. What a whiplash yesterday. And I like how we've reached the point of the offseason where the contest titles sound like jokes but aren't. It's actually the mini Schnauzer 6 in the lobby right now. I know Kitchen tried to get out in front of this earlier, but multiple pileups have been reported across the country after last week's Swolecast. Multiple police reports cited swiping on Deshaun Watson as one of the causes of the accidents. And they also detected trace amounts of blizzards from their breathalyzer tests. You're quite the influencer, Kitchen. And I will say the people's class action lawsuit versus the best ball cabal has strengthened because of this development. The plaintiffs from the Star Method case have joined forces with those who suffered damages from David Kitchen's draft and drive program. They are seeking
those are hard overlaps.
Yeah, they are. It's a Venn diagram. And they are seeking a restitution in the form of 16 fast puppy entries for each plaintiff. I would have aimed higher personally, but I get it. Will Levis dropped a new line of mayo-scented fragrance yesterday, which David Kitchen immediately bought. That's not a joke. I saw it. He didn't do it as a bit either, but as a way to address the recent office complaints about his body odor. There's a reason Dan Bach is always behind the glass when we see him. Kitchen, I look forward to your review of this mayo on Kavish in a couple of years. Let's get back to the draft.
All right. Thank you. All right. Gosh, I cannot believe. I can believe it, actually. I can believe me getting the 12 spot. Davis gets the 2 spot, of course.
I've got the 2 spot and the 1 spot. Do we think I can basically just draft the same team twice? Do we think I can effectively just do 2 of like 15?
We have lots of evidence, Davis, that you are capable of drafting the same team twice.
Peter gets the 9 slot and goes AJ Brown. Davis, of course, with CeeDee Lamb. Not going to take Tyreek Hill at that 2 spot, that's for sure. And then
Cooper might take Jefferson.
Gosh, Cooper Kupp and Marvin Harrison for me in that 12-13. So
Cooper Kupp at 12, huh? You're just sticking to it. You don't care that lots of teams have him with Lamb and McCaffrey.
No, I don't care. Davis, here's another PSA. PSA number 2 for the day.
Okay.
Don't draft and drive, and also don't draft scared. Do not draft scared.
If I pass on Gibbs right now, is that drafting scared?
Probably.
Okay, I won't.
He's gonna be ready for week 1.
All right, I did it.
There you go.
I have moved him down. I moved him down in my stuff. I'm letting someone else take him. I moved him after A-Chain, so I moved him to 19.
Wow, that's a huge doc.
A-Chain and Gibbs are Spider-Man pointing meme anyways. I think Gibbs weighs like 4 pounds more.
Honestly, I think you're right to doc, but I also am like, you're now able to get some combos with Gibbs that you weren't able to get before.
For sure. Now, Pete, I'm in a fucking tizzy trying to come up with my truth serum take for ship chasing. It's like I have so many truth serum takes, I don't even know what is
This
the
is
best one.
and this is the thing that I was saying last week is that for Davis, you and me, our truth serum takes are just our normal takes.
Right.
Like we don't really hide behind anything. We're not afraid of any sort of cabal.
I think maybe a true serum take for you, Davis, would be like a position you've held for a while, maybe that you're secretly worried is wrong, or that you wish you could undo that as part of your brand.
That is better than the converse of being like, oh, like
I was right
about hot take yourself. No, I think yours will be more interesting if you're like, I've been saying this all year and I'm afraid it's not true.
A good one might be, I'm really worried that Saquon Barkley could be the guy you need. And I just have to like X that out of my brain entirely. And I might take him right here, actually.
That was a quick truth serum. Just down that vial and boom.
Now that I said it.
Well, he's my top ranked guy. It's after ADP. I've got Lamb and Neighbors, so I'm not that worried about getting buried by the Avalanche. It doesn't correlate with my mission in any way, but I am going to take him.
What you just did is what I do all the time, where you have the exact same combo of players as most people from that spot. It's just they take Barkley first and then
they take Barkley first. Yeah. Okay. I have a mission. You guys each have a mission.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I just remembered I have a mission.
I was about to say Pete failed his mission with the first pick. Got back on track with the second pick. That's why I thought you said that, Pete. So,
wait,
no,
don't you mean
failed.
vice versa?
No, you failed.
No, my first. Let me reread what your message said.
Good, not bad. Good. So,
oh, Pete has to experiment with taking good players.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
So just disregard Pete's first pick on this prompt.
What if
every single one of my picks?
Yes, every one.
Every single one?
Every one.
That's wild.
Stutter? Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. We're back on track, Kitchen, with Stephon Diggs.
Okay.
Dave's mission is pretty good. I don't know if he can land the plane, but the mission that I gave Dave is pretty good.
I always land the plane, Davis. The plane always lands. I always come into a complete stop and arrive to my destination when needed. Would like to take the time right now to just tell people, like, subscribe. Last week's show got a lot of comments. So even if you, right after the show, want to just come back, refresh, and comment, we would appreciate it and appreciate all the love from everyone out there.
Pete, what's the data say on the bottom scroll? The hit the like and subscribe for us road to 10K bar at the bottom. Is that GTO or non-GTO?
I don't know what the data says. Intuitively, I think having movement on screen is good and static stuff. So I like having it on. Okay.
I'll have to steal that move from the Swolecast and from Chess Liam's YouTube channel.
Let me just because I want people to have some hints and be able to try to solve these. Had I been more dialed in with my prompt, my first round pick would have been Puka Nacua, is what I will tell the people.
There you go. So Pico's what should have been Puka, Jahmyr Gibbs, and Stephon Diggs. Davis at the 2 goes CeeDee Lamb, Malik Neighbors, and Saquon. And then again, I'm on the 12-13. Cooper Kupp, Marvin Harrison. Derrick Henry falls to me at the end of the 3rd round, right into my lap.
Right at his ADP.
And I pair him with Jalen Hurts. So, yeah, right. Maybe right at his ADP, but in this room, people knowing how much I love
Derrick in a Piss Boys room full of badges, Derrick Henry at ADP.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to get in this true serum take, but that would be like the true serum of I'm worried that I didn't draft enough like running backs.
Oh, I just got sniped on Mahomes in the overflow room. Absolutely brutal.
Any friends and family over at that overflow with you, or a bunch of badgeless?
This is mostly badgeless.
Ooh, very nice.
A couple guys were ready. A couple guys, there are a couple overlapping. So we have Biff Tannen is drafting in both of these.
Wow, in solidarity with you.
Shout out to Cal Spears, guy who helped start the RotoGrinders brand. Is just we helped him win $1 million one time with a George Kittle take. The guy,
no, it was the Demir Bird take, Dave.
I think it was also Kittle.
He had Kittle on that lineup. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. But the guy drafted a $10,000 team. And granted, this was 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. You probably seen the thumbnail with Big Cat on the ETR clickbait channel. So he drafts Sam Darnold in that 10K draft. Sam Darnold, Deshaun Watson. I mean, just absolutely
just living a little.
And already the EV paying off right now. What are thoughts on Sam Darnold as we have this JJ McCarthy news?
Thoughts on Sam Darnold? I mean, it's such a weird thing because they're saying they're not going to know if it's a meniscus repair or a meniscus trim until they get into the knee and do the surgery. So we are not going to know if he's starting in week 7 or starting 0 games until I guess I didn't see when the surgery was scheduled. Honestly, the way that I feel is Darnold is probably 17 games that Darnold is fine for Jefferson. And that's really all that matters. Because I don't think either of them super mattered for fantasy themselves. I mean, maybe if you knew that Darnold was starting 17 games, I think you move him up into the Fields Geno range, like quarterback 23, 24, 15, 16th round. You pair him. I guess maybe if you're a Jefferson bull such as myself, it would be better for Darnold to be the starter for 17 games.
Yeah. What about you, Pete? Like, do you have any Darnold?
This is like such a best bro line. In weekly winners, I have Darnold.
That is the most underdog influencer best ball bro line I've ever heard.
I prefer him in weekly winners. I will say
Hayden Winks put you up to that.
The script for Best Ball Bros 2024 is done. Hopefully going to get that recorded soon. So people are going to enjoy it. There was a lot to work with.
How many references to weekly winners?
There's a couple. Sam Darnold, seems like it still seems like he's a risky Best Ball Mania pick, right? Like if he's playing week 17, but it gives me confidence in the offense. Like I'm not worried about Jefferson. I'm not worried about basically anything with the skill position guys.
Yeah, I think that.
I guess what would you maybe like if you've tried to Frankenstein a 3 QB room and you do wouldn't it Fields and Darnold be like the perfect Frankenstein QB 2 and 3?
Herbert Darnold Fields is the perfect Frankenstein quarterback room.
or Russ.
Don't say Russ. I mean, come on, get out of here.
No one, David,
or Geno Smith.
David, you are now like the sad former performer who's like locked into a Vegas residency. You're just doing
okay. Davis, let me ask you this.
Amounts of your.
Let me ask you this. If let's say you're a head coach, close your eyes. You're a head coach. You want to have someone that had the highest sack rate last season and can't even snap a ball under center, or would you want a guy that has taken his team to multiple Super Bowls and had maybe a bad year last year under a new coach?
The issue that you are skipping over is that none of Russell Wilson's teammates like him anymore. So he's this megalomaniac who all his teammates hate. Tomlin's the number one players coach.
Yeah. And so that you think, I mean, if this is your story that you're crafting inside your head, that no matter how bad Russell Wilson or no matter how bad Justin Fields is on the field or in practice, he's more liked by his teammates. Therefore, Tomlin's going to play him over Russ Wilson. Like, if that is the story you're crafting inside your head, I honestly have more respect for that than you grifting on a Russ Wilson is not going to. They're like no avenues Russ Wilson are going to get there.
Where's the profit?
Yeah, where's the profit? Where's the profit? Well, I guess I've been taking him a lot in the mini Schnauzer 6 and 7. So
yeah.
Darnold is just a better version of what you'd be drafting Russ for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with you drafting Darnold either, but Russ has an avenue, just like these other pocket passers, of getting there. You open the door, week 17, he goes off against the Chiefs. Like, that is a story that can be told with this lineup.
It is a story. It's true. It's true. It is a
story. Especially if they get Ayuk.
It's a wives' tale is what it is.
I think
if they get Ayuk and Pickens, you don't think Russ Wilson has any sort of path as an 18th, 19th, 20th round quarterback to help your team?
I love that you're admitting you've been taking him in the 18th sometimes.
Is the getting
well,
there?
You got to if you're an underdog
right now. David, I think you've had a lot of bad takes. I think Russell Wilson is probably the worst one.
It's just a weird hill to die on, man. Even if you're right, you're wrong.
No,
even if you're right,
it's not. It's not, because I'm not saying that you have to draft him with every lineup. I just take offense, literally offended, that you guys say like drafting him is wrong, drafting him is bad. The opportunity cost is that big right there. It's that big.
Well, for you, it is, because you can't, hit a broadside of the barn with your last round pick. Maybe for some of us who actually pay attention to this stuff.
Yeah, like imagine if I'd been taking. Imagine if I'd been taking.
Tell me how your Jelani Woods bags are, Davis. When you
I have zero. I probably am the best 18th round drafter on Underdog this year, I would imagine. Like, I've got infinite.
Get out of here.
The best 18th round drafter.
I've got
Put
infinite closing. I've got infinite closing line value on Dortch, Braylon Allen, and Estime. Those are like the biggest risers in Best Ball Mania, and I was the number one drafter of all of them.
Says who?
I don't even know what that means in this context.
You're saying you're giving yourself a ranking, and I'm asking where those rankings come from.
I'm saying that I come on, I do these drafts. I've got my finger on the pulse of the community. No one was a bigger Greg Dortch or Braylon Allen bull than me.
Yeah.
Literally, name a bigger Greg Dortch bull than me. Truly. Try and name someone. You can't do it.
Davis, that's just getting lucky that the guy you liked ended up becoming trendy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it lucky? Is it lucky, or is it skill?
It's like you call it your Liam year. David Kitchen is having a David Kitchen year where everything goes wrong.
David Kitchen is having a David Kitchen year.
Well, if I'm having a David Kitchen year, that means I'm going to have a finalist team.
That is a good bit.
Screw you guys.
Kitchen, my prompt is back on track. We're good. I did have to clarify something with Kitchen in the DMs for one of my picks.
Dave, I will say Dave is drafting a dog shit team, but he is nailing his mission. He's got his prompt could directly apply to like 70% of his picks. Maybe honestly, it might apply to every single one of his picks other than Kyler, actually.
Yeah. Well, all I know is that you guys are being disingenuous with some of your Russ Wilson hate, and that's okay. We'll move on.
David, what do you win if Russell Wilson starts 17 games? You get the quarterback 21?
Here's where you speak out of both sides of your mouth, Davis. Week 17 is all you need, brother. And then the other thing is, what do you win if he plays all 17 weeks? All you need is
those are the exact same thing. He's got no ceiling. What do you define as good week?
He goes off for a huge week against Kansas City. It's a shootout. Oh, he has 4 touchdowns.
David,
2
if
rushing
that's
touchdowns.
really
I don't know.
really your operational philosophy, you should be a Fields guy. If your operational philosophy is all you need is one good week, that should be Justin Fields, who had the single highest quarterback scoring game last year.
Yeah.
Davis,
Well,
where that
Davis,
premise
if I
falls
had a thing
apart
for
is
backup
assuming
quarterbacks-
Kitchen has an organizational philosophy, an operational philosophy. Get out of here.
Fair.
I have plenty of Fields from earlier on in the season, but it is becoming more and more apparent to me that Fields is not the guy.
It's
He
becoming
is
more
not-
and more
It's
apparent.
becoming more and more apparent that Russell
Yeah.
Wilson isn't the guy.
No, Wilson's fine for his opportunity cost. People are drafting a backup quarterback in the 14th round, and that's bad. We saw it with Trey Lance last year, right? Like he and Purdy were going around the same time, and then as Purdy clearly was like the starter, then we saw Lance, but people were still drafting him in the 17th and 18th round. And how did that go for them?
Fine, I
Did not
think.
go well.
Purdy
So-
was my most drafted quarterback last year, so it turns out I just know ball. Dude.
Hey, well, I did hear you were the number 1 ranker for Brock Purdy last year. So
I was.
congrats.
Hey, you're talking to the 7th most accurate fantasy football ranker last year on Fantasy Pros. So
All
let's
right.
show a little bit
Since
of
you are
respect.
bringing that up, we have actual top 5 and the most accurate ranker on Fantasy Labs with Mr. Kerner, Mr. Raybon. They have both their rankings on Fantasy Labs, and I'm just here we go. I'm glad that we have them. And what I have seen are that people love their rankings. The rankings bros out there, which I am one of them, love their rankings. So
People
if
do
you-
love that's Dave. That's a wise thing you just said. People love rankings. They just like, I don't know what it is. Like I was talking to Karain and he was like, yeah, literally the number 1 customer service question I get during the year is when am I going to post like weekly rankings, like weekly, like start sit, like who do I
Right.
start, Chigakonkwo or Dalton Kincaid rankings.
Yeah, and that we're like the multi-year rankings, the in-season accuracy rankings. Kerner's number 1. So
Where am I at on the multi-year?
Davis, it doesn't matter when you are the number 1 18th round drafter on underdog.com 14 weeks into the season, off season. All right, let's get back to the teams. Let's service the audio listeners a little bit. Davis
This
has
prompt is killing me, Kitchen.
Oh, this prompt is killing me. Let's draft a mission team, but let me complain about my mission. Davis goes CD, Malik,
so much right now.
Saquon, Amari, Xavier Worthy, David Montgomery. Whoa. Jackson Smith and Jigba, Brock Bowers and Chase Brown. And Peter ignores the prompt and goes AJ Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Steph Diggs, Trey McBride, Chris Godwin, Joe Mixon, Jordan Addison, Evan Ingram, and Trevor Lawrence. So far,
Pete, is your prompt related to alternating positions?
No.
Huh.
Good.
I will just say that like Dave's prompt right now there isn't a player within like 15 picks of ADP that even fulfills my prompt. And
so you're gonna have to live a
killing me.
little then? God,
I'm living a lot.
I'm
took Trevor
doing you a
Lawrence at
favor.
105.
You're gonna see this. You're gonna see this draft. Like, it'll be me and you make the top 2.
I
and then
hate
win
this
it. Win
one.
it.
Top two, win it. Truly one of the peak moments of this program.
Yeah, you're gonna see it and be like, Kitchen did me a big favor by giving me this mission.
Michael Ford says, going audio only at the moment. Anyone know if they've opted in a draft yet?
All right, I've got Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray, 2 alphas, mobile quarterbacks, gonna get it done. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Zach Moss, Cooper Kupp, Marvin Harrison, Hollywood Brown, DeAndre Hopkins, and then Dallas Goedert. So, honestly, not as bad as it could have been from the 12th spot.
I think the prompt is unironically helping you. Actually, I think a couple of the picks you made unironically, the prompt helped.
Davis, I always do this prompt that you're giving me.
I want to tell Davis right now that there's not a single thing on his team right now that indicates he's going to complete his prompt. Now, that doesn't mean he can't. I'm just saying there's not even a hint. You wouldn't just ever be able to know.
It didn't line up any of the slots that I was at.
Okay.
But I've got a plan. I also am about to be simultaneously on the clock on the wrap on these two picks. So this is going to get, I'm really hoping to avoid
Star
kind of
method.
auto drafting here.
Star method. You can do it.
I have all the players from my prompt start already.
Okay. What happened in the preseason week 1 games that confirmed your priors?
Chase Brown got blocking snaps in the preseason with Joe Burrow at quarterback. That was a big one for me.
Yeah. But now Chase Brown's the first Bengals running back going off the board.
Yeah, because the market is behaving rationally in that regard. That's how it should go. Xavier Worthy they drew up a deep chart for Xavier Worthy on the very first play from scrimmage. I thought that was pretty notable.
I thought the very first play from scrimmage was to Hollywood Brown
because the safety played Worthy over the top, so he threw it to Hollywood, and then Hollywood broke his clavicle.
Davis, what are you doing passing on Dak at 122 with CD?
Just trying to fulfill the prompt, and I was on the clock at 2 drafts, so I missed it.
You could have still fulfilled your prompt with Dak there.
I still could have fulfilled the prompt.
Jeez.
That was hey man, they can't all be winners.
I can't.
Now you understand why I tilt the multi-table while.
Oh shit! I thought I already had a quarterback in this one. Oh,
I was like, who? I kept seeing Dak there. I was like, where's the CD draft there?
Oh, Davis! If only 18th round draft.
Dewalian, what happened is that I was in this other draft. I was on the turn, and I thought I have Burrow on this other team that I'm drafting, and I thought I had Burrow and Chase Brown on this team, and it turns out I don't.
But Davis, there's so many Dak CD teams out there I respect it. Pete, anything happened to confirm your priors?
Let's see.
Oh, Dontavian Wicks 65-yard touchdown. That one.
Yeah, 30 only played a third of the snaps.
Oh, got him.
All right, Pete, you're on the clock. You draft Benson. Very nice.
Yeah. So
right.
I was tilting that. There was that stretch I took Lawrence at 105, 13 picks ahead of ADP, and then I took Gabe Davis at 112, almost 20 picks ahead of ADP.
Okay.
I got to be honest. I got no clue.
Gabe Davis might be the guy you need.
Kitchen's prompt without my tweak over the DMs was actually impossible, but Kitchen gracefully realized that it does fulfill the spirit of the prompt.
Good for him. I got.
Yeah, this is nasty.
Do you have a guess? Do you have a guess on David's prompt?
Let me see this. I haven't done a full review of this.
I would say the biggest hints are Jacobs, Hollywood, and Hopkins.
Is it, players who have been impacted by some kind of preseason injury, their value?
No, that's not it.
Okay. I can't believe what this prompt is doing to me right now. I'm taking Zeke Elliott. This prompt got me on Zeke Elliott.
Okay. At pick 136, Crimea River.
I know. I finally get some of that value back, baby.
I'll say that the Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears show was good. Like I've got that's like the hometown bias coming in handy right there, because I think that Pollard going in the 100s was just egregious.
Pollard looked good, man, in the little highlight clips I saw.
Yeah, and Tyjae scored on that jump cut, and so people were gravitating toward that. But Pollard looked good as well. I mean, they're both going to have their moments.
I feel like the team, what they've been telling us is exactly what happened. They're like, these guys
Exactly
are
what they're gonna
interchangeable.
do.
It's going to be a
Yeah.
split. And I guess what? Spears slightly led in pass situations. Pollard slightly led in rushing, but that was just a small sample. They're
Very
both
small
awesome
sample,
picks.
Only 2 drives. And also like even Ridley, I think the passing situation there. And I still have been gobbling up DeAndre Hopkins and Hollywood Brown.
Pete, can bringbacks count for my mission?
No.
Don't let him. Don't let him.
Because Davis, this isn't giving anything away, but he only needs 4 players to accomplish the mission, and he already has 1, and there's plenty of different directions he can go here.
Davis, show the board right now. Show the queue, the players list of available players.
Oh, wrong draft.
Oh gosh, there you go. There's like no wide receivers. Okay, we're coming up on some. All right. What are some other things you guys are looking for this upcoming week? Anything?
Well,
any training camp reports?
Greg Roman said,
Gosh,
he was like,
that
he said they're running back 3. They're playing it out on the field this week. So whoever, if one of these guys has a good game, I gotta make my pick here real quick.
Someone says, give us a Traylon update. Traylon looked good in his 1 catch that he got, broke some tackles. That's what the guy's going to do this year. So if you're playing on DK, he's free.
Greg Roman said, whoever plays the best, like we're going to give them all chances. So Jarrett Patterson, Spiller, Vidal, whoever. I'm locked in that one. I want to see if Jermaine Burton gets any snaps with Burrow in the preseason. That's a pretty big one because he played 5 snaps before the 4th quarter of their most recent game.
I loved your replies to the stock down on him, and everyone's like, no, dude, Burton scored a touchdown. And now in my head, your entire audience talks like you, I guess. But he was like 6th on the depth chart. They're like, no, dude, stock's up, touchdown.
Kwame Lassiter ran 11 routes and was subbed out before Burton came in the game.
Dude, this room comboed with this prompt is brutal. I was like,
it is for me too.
I was like, can I just have Michael Wilson, please? Like 10 picks ahead of ADP? No,
I guess
going
for Wilson.
Up to 1 for sure.
I was going for Wilson to pair him with Murray.
Kitchen, this is for you, buddy. We're out here living a little. Come on down, Jalen McMillan at 153. ID gaff.
Pete, what I understand is the first half of the draft is really what all you need. The last half is just everyone throwing darts as far as like EV goes. It doesn't matter. And honestly, the way that people drafting them are wrong. That's what a deposit.
That's what I learned from Liam, and I took Jalen Tolbert at like pick 120.
Yeah, that was amazing.
Breakfast. We were living.
Didn't you set your concurrence record?
Yeah,
you did. It's exciting.
Yeah, it was 988.
I got my first ever video with over 10,000 views this week.
Oh, what was
it? The champ stream?
Yeah.
Nice. I actually listened to some of the audio on that. That was fun.
Yeah, that was good, Davis. You did good, kid.
And even you get the most impressive thing from that was the BBM 1 PM, BBM 2 PM. That was nice.
Yes.
Yeah. That was Liam's idea.
Wow, Liam.
Well, it wasn't Liam's idea to do those time frame. Yeah. It was Liam's idea to do them all in consecutive order of appearances. I did not put that together, so Liam was on it.
Davis gave me a time on our Thursday draft, and then famously, it was not the correct time because he got confused by time zones. So
that's actually not true. You did not.
No, you did. You
follow
did.
the instructions.
You're the one who told me you got confused by time zones.
Kitchen, is it true that if you were still kind of streaming on live a little, that you were going to do a concept where you brought on every single person who finished ahead of you in the Drafters Championship last year for a marathon stream. It's gonna be like 148-hour stream.
Would have been good.
I bet you would have gotten the 10K subs for 148 hours straight.
Here's a question. How many views could a kitchen high stakes league draft get?
Not as many as you think. People actually, I mean, Pete could speak to this more, but people seem to like the best ball stuff much more than they like the high stakes managed drafts.
Well, it all depends because like your channel's mainly best ball. Like on the ship chasing channel, they absolutely love the high stakes drafts. By the way, plug, Davis is drafting a main event team with us tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern. It'll be fun. And also, we're going to have an announcement about who this year's clip is. And maybe it'll come up on our draft tomorrow with Davis.
Ooh, very nice. Speaking of announcements, for those that
missed
me,
I'm just having a terrible draft. I just like this. This is just brutal.
Davis, everyone knows you win your draft in the 18th round, anyways. You'll be fine.
No, this is.
I love
really,
this. Is that an unstacked Will Levis?
It's an unstacked Will Levis, unstacked, uncorrelated Marvin Mims, Jalen Wright for no reason, Jalen Polk instead of Dak Prescott. I mean, just terrible, terrible stuff.
That's the good stuff, Davis.
Hey, Davis, how much Traylon Burks do you have?
Like 1.8%.
This might be your next. This might bump it up to 2. Speaking of announcements, all right, Davis not interrupting me. We announced last week, Swolecast, you know it as the first look show. Well, guess what? The first look show is getting even first lookier. So we're going to be on it Tuesdays. Smiz no longer is going to compete with our show. You know, Smiz had at one time a first look show.
Is this true?
What? JJ?
Oh yeah!
For this
wow.
season?
Yep.
Fuck! I'm down so bad.
Okay. Anyways, first look show coming to you. Let's see here. Oh boy.
Full meniscus.
So much for that trim.
Man,
they could have had Michael Penix Jr.
Gosh, these are.
Kitchen, how is your prompt going? I've been staring at yours trying to figure it out. Are you accomplishing? You basically are taking like the worst possible like picks you could make in rounds 13 through 15. The dustiest wide receivers who have been drafted 100% of the contest.
This is not as bad as I thought. I only had $241 worth of JJ McCarthy teams. It could be a lot worse given how much Jefferson I have.
You want to see a power move right here? You want to see how you react to the news in real time? Come on down, Sam Darnold.
There you go. See, I did you a favor. The power of the prompt and our chat breaking news. All right. I want to see how much JJ I have.
Well, you probably got saved by Russell Wilson.
$356.
How do you have more than me? How do you have more than me?
Wait,
okay,
how much
the Jefferson Bowl?
That's on DraftKings too. So yeah, I'm the Jefferson Bowl as well.
No. Honestly, I don't think Justin Jefferson moves in ADP at all. If he was going to move, he would have moved today, and he is not.
If anything, you just buy the dip. That's what I said on Davis's stream. You buy the dip. People are like, oh, you can't draft this guy. What? No, you can buy the dip. You're getting now guys, wide receivers like on DraftKings in the 90s and 100s that were going.
Sam
in the
Darnold
50s
is
and
such
60s.
a good. If you slow entered weekly winners as it was about to close, Sam Darnold is like an absolute damn in weekly winners now.
Yeah, Tolan mentioned I've got 138 DK Millie teams. I'm honestly trying to slow those down a little bit and just draft like one a day and then draft some of the others throughout the day as well, because You just never know what day those championship teams are going to be drafted. Bored Apes Kitchen remind everyone to buy the dip. No, see, that's Bored Apes Kitchen would have said, "Oh, you can't draft DeAndre Hopkins." I cannot believe he's out for the whole year.
All right, I want to see how Davis is doing on this prompt. It's getting a little close. Okay, all right, we're live.
I mean, I at the end, I will be able to do it with. I got 10 guys in my queue, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Okay,
Man,
only $79 on Underdog, 3%. We're good. We're good.
So Davis could probably figure this out from the prompt, but when I came up with the prompt, I had it giving it to Kitchen in mind. And then when I logged into Slack, I saw that Kitchen already had a prompt. So my prompt for Kitchen went to Davis. That's your final clue. Yeah.
Okay. So Davis has CD and Malik, Saquon, Amari Cooper, Xavier Worthy. Davis,
but don't forget
you had Amari Cooper, and you could have stacked him with Deshaun Watson.
would have been bad for my mission.
Okay. Ooh. Okay. So
Not Watson himself, but Levis is very related to my mission.
Yeah, got it. Brock Bowers, Chase Brown, Corum, Polk. So we got some rookies there. Jalen Wright, Mims, Fields.
There's no clues to Davis's mission until round.
Polk over Dak Prescott is the canary in the coal mine.
Well, that was just from not paying attention, but
I had two drafts going on.
I know, but you didn't have to have Polk to complete your mission.
No, but it would have gotten real thin afterward. But
Ooh,
I drafted a bad team. I mean, look, let's call it what it is. Hand up. I drafted a bad team. It is what it is.
Yeah, I hate this is other than the ecstasy of completing my prompt and capitalizing on breaking news. And watch how I'm about to double down on this too. The things Kitchen got me to do in this draft.
You can't take Jalen Naylor.
I'm doing it. It's either Jalen Naylor or Kendre Miller.
Not Kendre Miller.
I'm taking Jalen Naylor, and you can't do anything about it.
I'm just gonna have to do I'm literally gonna have to draft 500 more teams in the next 3 weeks to wash this stink out of my mouth of just knowing that you have dead teams. Period is just so annoying.
Wait, but you're not panicking about Jefferson, are you?
Oh no. In fact, I think
you have a ton with him. Is what you're saying?
A lot of the early teams I had, a lot of the teams I drafted in May would have had both, and I also in the big board got. This is not as bad as I thought. I had 11% McCarthy big board. I thought it was 30%, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm at 6% McCarthy.
Yeah, I'm not tilting. We're gonna be okay.
Yeah. Well, and also my 10% is on DK. And on DK, it's different. No, I'm Davis. Don't laugh, please. On DK, it's
do I take
different.
May or Kendrick Bourne?
Do May for the prompt.
Okay.
So
because you only have Levis and Fields, right? Yeah, you need that third QB.
So rookies. Anyways, on DK, it's a 3-6-8-3. So McCarthy was your third quarterback being drafted, not the end of the world.
Yeah.
If you're an underdog, you're screwed because he's going to be probably he could be QB2, QB3 out of 18 rounds. So
Kitchen.
Yeah.
I ended up not hating this team.
See? And it's going to be even better once you look back on it.
Dave, you really lost the plot with the back half of your draft.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I
literally
always do.
not one of these guys applies.
That string of picks, this might be the worst possible string of picks you could honestly do. Darnell Mooney, Rashad Bateman, Adam Thielen, Demarcus Robinson. I mean, that is just like the most autopilot.
You don't like Rashad
ass-
Bateman? You
No.
don't like Rashad Bateman?
That is
Why
literally, Dave, that is ass. What are we doing?
What did you say?
Adam Thielen, Demarcus Robinson back-to-back is the dustiest back-to-back pick in the history of best ball
Okay,
media.
and what was your prompt to me?
What was your prompt? Leone dies and we pay tribute? Like, what?
No, Dave,
No.
your mission was good. You did it with Kupp, you did it with Harrison, you did it with Hurts, you did it with Jacobs, you did it with Hollywood, you did it with Hopkins, you did it with Moss, and then you just lost it, dude. You just lost your fastball.
It's tough, Davis, when it's like the last half and you're on the wheel. Like, I don't know, like the guys
right,
I would have drafted are like
let me give
Give me a
Peter a
clue.
hint. Let me give it. Dave's prompt is a line from one of the Best Ball Bros videos. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but it was like one of your. There was a character, and this was his.
Okay.
His
it's one of your
catchphrase.
characters, Pete.
I don't
Wow.
remember which. I don't remember if it was last. It would have been 2 years ago, I believe.
Like guys I could have also drafted. Cole Kmet.
Consigliere
been a
says
good
it
one.
couldn't be the scoop value guy.
No. Chubb would have been a good one. Let's see. Marshawn Lloyd would have been a good one.
Wow, man.
Marshawn Lloyd would have been a very good one.
But I was going to draft him, but I already had drafted Jacobs. So I wanted to spread that out.
Does anyone in the chat have it? I'm stumped.
No, that's let's just go ahead and tell him. It was the aren't you worried prompt. Basically draft guys that others would say, aren't you worried? Because like their value has gone down.
So like, aren't you worried Jalen Hurts isn't going to get 1 yard touchdowns this year because of Kelsey?
Yes.
Aren't you worried DeAndre Hopkins is injured? Aren't you worried about Hollywood Brown's clavicle? Aren't you worried about taking Cooper Kupp at 12 when teams have him at 24,
the
25?
kitchen crushed.
That's what I'm saying.
About those 4 wide receivers he took in a row.
That's what I'm saying. Aren't you worried? I'm not worried.
Terrified.
Oh, Christopher got it. Christopher in the chat got it. He got it.
Really?
Yeah.
Love it.
So yeah, don't draft scared.
And Yoshi Voss says, aren't you worried about Burton's highlight catch in the preseason?
Yeah, that was just being on the wheel and having to draft someone. But yeah,
Are you worried
it was
about the
it was
matchup?
okay. That was a legit soundbite.
That was good.
Play it
Sosa.
again. Play it again, Sosa.
Are you worried about the matchup? That's good. That's good content. Peter, I mean, you're gonna have to give me a hint, but honestly, I don't even have the faintest idea.
Think this clue will be very on the nose, but adjacent to Dome Boner.
It's all guy has to have a playoff schedule dome game. Just 15, 16, 17.
No.
Regular season.
So NFC South or dome, something with Florida.
Florida is a key.
The Florida Keys, if you
Florida
will.
Keys.
No, it was good game environment. So Kitchen said, also, I didn't realize, Kitchen, I messed up this prompt because, I mean, I accomplished it. I over-accomplished it. I didn't realize I didn't have to have my running backs hit the mission.
Because running backs, the game environment doesn't matter that much, right?
Well, I skipped over an awesome tier of running backs in the early 100s to fucking find.
Listen, that's on you, pal. That's not on me. That's on you.
We'll call it a wash because Kitchen's prompt initially didn't include Florida. I would have been so boned if it didn't include Florida. It was domes in West Coast. And I'm looking at the board like I got nothing here.
Yeah. So
it
good
is
game environments. This is something that what I like to do on this show is get you guys out of your bubble. Get you guys out of your ADP bubble, force you into drafting still teams that could be competitive that you wouldn't normally draft. And I think I accomplished it with this mission, Pete. You're going to look back at this and be like, wow, this is a good team. Thanks, Kitchen.
All right,
So,
Dave.
yeah.
Guess mine. It's very easy.
I don't know if it's easy.
Yeah, I got it. I don't know. Like
Okay, he thought he was sending
five
it
rookies.
to
Five
No.
rookies.
you. No.
God,
Look at the
just
quarterbacks.
Look at the
Here's your
quarterbacks.
first clue. Look at the quarterbacks.
The quarterbacks
Levis,
are Levis
Fields.
and May. What do Levis and May have in common?
Think a topical news story.
Mayonnaise, mayo, May.
You got it.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
The May-O challenge. You had to draft the quarterbacks and at least two
Yeah.
of their pass catchers.
That would have been
Yeah,
good.
this team absolute stone dog shit. This will not this will not be winning. This team will not be winning Best Ball Mania 3.
I love how you just included Justin Fields on this team, just as the
You know what's funny?
Mayo
is,
in the coffee.
I'm realizing that people don't get in these drafts because they like to be featured on the draft in the show. They get in these drafts for that sweet EV because we're drafting just horrible teams on purpose.
That's not exactly true because last year I had 3 teams from the show to advance, and Peter had 3 teams.
That's
I actually
proving
had
Dave's point that like
Yes.
we all cannibalize each other with dog shit teams and like one super team emerges.
I
No,
think
because that one draft me and
I
you-
believe Dave and I both got a team out from the same draft. If I
yeah,
remember
and so
correctly.
did Pete and I. So that's what I'm saying. I had 2 teams last year that advanced with both of you. And so do I make you guys better? Yes, I probably do. All right. Davis, I have heard a lot about the way that you're drafting in the 18th round this offseason. I want to know, with all these guys moving
Yeah,
up,
Drake May not helping my resume is the best 18th round drafter.
who is your new, like all these guys moving up? So who's now the 18th round guys that you're targeting?
I don't really want to give this away on a free show, but
Oh,
wow.
It's not a
Old
free
tout.
show. We're literally paying you unless you're not. Well, you're not.
I mean, I think
aren't paying it for his takes, Kitchen.
I think the best one right now is Deneric Prince. I think he is the best 18th round pick.
Maybe
right
you
now.
should have kept that behind the paywall, buddy. Did they say he might not even make the team?
No, he's gonna make the team.
Carson Steele has a.
Now, Whittington would be the answer, but everyone's too woke now.
He looks so
Fantasy
good in that
football
game too.
Fantasy
looks so
football is
good in
just
that
way
preseason
too woke. Like I take him on a stream last week, and people are like, Jordan Whittington, bro, he's behind. He's not even gonna make the team. And now we've steamed him up to wide receiver 90.
Pete, any 18th round dimes you are targeting? Just
I'll save it for the Swolecast paywall.
okay.
Do you know who I've been taking? If I have a Hurts or a Dak thing going, Johnny Wilson, baby.
Johnny, yeah, very good.
He's my
An
favorite
18th
18th round right now.
Yeah,
That's a good
that's
one.
a good one. All right. I think that's it for today's show. Again, remember to like, subscribe. Road to 10K travels on. And yes, we are the show that broke the news about JJ McCarthy being out for the season. And thank you. And also the first look show during the season is getting even more first look year. So Tuesdays is where you can find us.
I love that you didn't ask Davis about that ahead of time and told him live on
On
air.
the stream. On
I
my
asked
show.
him. No, I asked him.
Inaccurate.
I did.
No, you did not.
I did. But I also wanted to have the pressure of that. And I also knew that you're pretty free
Dave-
these days. So like you didn't have
Well, first off, I'm not. This is the busiest I've ever been in my life.
yeah, but you can like adjust it. Like this is what being your own boss means. You have
Sosa.
flexibility.
So will you pull up Clay's comment again? I want to cut a little promo here for the show with this comment up there. This summer, the road to 10K comes with a few casualties.
You know what? You know what? This is a great comment from Ryan Jones. I mean, we are going to show up on Tuesday. Dave's still going to be talking about his 97th place finish in the $12 single entry from the weekend before. No one is going to
or the flash draft the night before. It really will be a first look show, but I mean that's what the
it
Wednesday
will be
show
first
is.
look in the sense that you will have not pulled up the slate before the beginning.
As
of the
opposed to
weekend.
last year when Tuttle and I did what? It's the same thing.
DK does have salaries on Tuesday.
Yes,
Of course. No, they have salaries on Mondays.
They have salaries sometimes, on Sunday nights. So like even after guys get hurt. So yeah. No draft and drive merch. Do not draft and drive. Oh,
Yeah, what if the shirt was just like the silhouette of one of those crash dummies? Just
did you ever see that video about free base cocaine and like don't do drugs? And he was like, well, no, I'll do a little dude. Like basically he was saying it and then going back, and then it's a classic before your time video. I'm old. All right. Final thoughts. Davis, plug anything?
Michael Leone and Drew Dinkmeyer were just making fun of me in our league that we're all in together where I have Sam Darnold, and I sent out a bunch of trade offers for him. Everyone rejected the trade offer. Guess what? Price of the brick done went up. Price of the brick done went up, Leone.
David sent me a trade that involved Kenny Pickett and Sam Darnold yesterday, and I just said to myself, I don't have time for this shit.
Peter,
I did trade for Sam Howell from me.
I said, what are the odds Pete makes a tweet out of this? And I was like, he really must be too busy if he just straight deleted it.
Yeah. You can find Pete on LG US. All your LG. I have an LG TV, and I'll be watching you. Yeah.
Why does that sound like a threat and not like support? I'll be watching you.
All right. Any other plugs you want to give, Pete?
No, I'm starting to work on my week 1 shell, and I'm excited.
Wow,
to get those
the
takes
week
going.
1 shell.
Yeah.
True Serum video coming out soon. I've
Yeah.
got to record mine as well. We talked about it a little bit.
Oh, I might go so deep into my heart. I might do
the goal.
I
might go. I actually am worried about.
Don't spoil it.
But it's too late to turn it around.
Yeah.
Don't spoil it.
And I have a feeling when you go deep into your heart, it's going to be giving me
BPM on board is a really good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
All right. That'll do it. Thanks to Sosa for producing the show. Just on it today. I appreciate everyone. We'll see you next week here on the Swolecast on RotoGrinders.com. Peace.